Heaven's Journey to Life. Day 9. I am war. As we continue walking the multidimensionality of ourselves as the mind consciousness as energy, we're walking through the illusion we have accepted and allowed ourselves to create manifest as ourselves. Why the mind consciousness is and has become the illusion will become more clear as we direct ourselves through energy to see beyond the veil of energy as the mind consciousness into reality as this physical existence. Why human beings have not been able to see, realize, and understand the reality of the consequences we have created through the illusion of energy as the mind is because all that we have become is energy, is the experience of energy. As we have become only energy manifest as the mind consciousness, we have become blinded within and as our own creation of and as ourselves as energy. But not a blindness of not being able to see, but blinded, meaning energy has become a veil in front of and within our very beingness, where who we are has been suppressed into and as the mind manifested as the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind, where we have deliberately created that self-suppression and separation of who we really are for ourselves as energy to be created, experienced in the forefront, as discussed, walked within previous posts within this blog, laying out the detail of how we created the separation from ourselves as the substance of as equality and oneness. The consequence of this is that we've functioned and existed through energy within an existence that consists of and exists as substance. Substance, a manifestation that has been with us throughout time within existence from the beginning, as discussed within the History of Mankind series and the Atlanteans. For more perspective insight into substance, see this discussion on substrates within the Destiny Forum. In this post and posts to come, one will see, realize, and understand how we've always existed within an illusion, veiled reality through the illusion as the mind consciousness, and blinded ourselves with and as energy and experience. In this, we have deliberately not seen the consequences we have manifested to ourselves, our creation, that has become our human physical bodies and this physical existence and all that is physical. That because each one had blinded themselves within their own self-creation as energy, that has become the mind manifest and veiled themselves from the equal and one reality of as substance of existence. Each being manifestation within this existence manifested themselves into a containment of as my life and deliberately suppressed themselves to not see the consequence each one's as all's actions and participations had created, manifested within and throughout existence. Throughout time, we have continued within our containment of as my life, creating, manifesting consequences within and as substance of existing as equality and oneness. As we continued participating from within this starting point of as separation, we've come to create the consequence of that separation as ourselves, that is this physical existence today, and who we are and how we live within it. Therefore, what one will start seeing, realizing, and understanding with us as we start walking through the veil of energy and assist and support ourselves to see and assist, support ourselves with and through self-forgiveness to no more accept and allow the illusion of as energy as mind to blind us, how we have through energy as illusion, as the mind, my life, created, manifested consequences in the lives of all and as existence. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to deliberately blind myself within and as my own creation that I've become enslaved to and possessed by as energy that has become the mind consciousness manifest, as I have accepted and allowed myself to separate me from substance reality of as equality and oneness, where in this blinding energy that has become the mind consciousness manifest, all I see, experience is me as energy. the me of as energy, as how I programmed, defined who I am in relationship to, towards, all as me, where all my attention and focus had been shifted into an as energy, as I am constantly and continuously preoccupied with generating and charging energy for me through the friction of separation from of all parts of as me in and as existence. In this preoccupation of having to constantly and continuously generate and charge me with energy through the friction that manifests from of my separation from of all parts of me, this preoccupation becomes the starting point of as my interactions and participations within existence. And I do not, in fact, live with, move with all that is here as me, because I am too busy with only my life and my living as generating, charging energy for only me within and as my defined and valued relationships of positivity, neutrality, and negativity. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create, manifest a world system of money that enslave this physical existence into and as such a relationship of possession where individuals, as with myself, has become preoccupied with generating money and charging their money resources with money for only their life, their living survival, to continue functioning, existing within and as this physical existence. Within this preoccupation of generating money and charging their money resources with money for only their life, their living survival, blinding ourselves to the existential global reality of as the manifested consequence, the world system of as money is manifesting, creating in the lives of as all within and as this physical existence. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to create me into and as a mind consciousness system as manifested illusion of as energy that has become automated in generating, charging energy for my life, my living survival as energy through automatically, constantly, continuously maintaining me in relationship of as friction to, towards, all parts of me within and as existence that give me experiences of and as positivity, neutrality, negativity, as it extracts, channels, resources, substance from within and as my beingness, as the equality and oneness of as existence as a whole. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create the world system of money as me that has become the manifested illusion of life living in relation to money, where individuals generate, charge money for their lives, their living survival through, with, and as money. As the world system, money constantly and continuously maintains its relationships to, towards, all as me within this physical existence, manifesting them into enslavement, possession, to as this automated world system of money by generating and charging money through the friction it constantly and continuously created within this physical existence as individuals are driven by experiences of as positivity, neutrality, negativity to gain, take, get hold of money for their life, their living survival within on this earth physical existence. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to create me into and as an automated mind consciousness system that has diminished and limited my existence of me to only generating friction for experience to manifest into and as energy within relationships to, towards, all as me as positivity, neutrality, and negativity. In this, blinding me to the to, towards, all that is me as all I have become in this energy machine as the mind consciousness, preoccupied with and as only the survival of me as energy. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest the world system of money into and as an automated machine, diminishing and limiting this physical existence, lives, future, to only generating friction within on as this physical existence, to from that friction generate for itself and charge itself with and as more and more and more money. And in that preoccupation with only its own survival as the world system of money, blinded to the reality of the consequence it manifests within and as this entire physical existence, it governs, directs, and controls, where individuals' existence had to become equally as diminished and limited as what the world system of money has become as individuals' lives' survival, had been diminished and limited to only generate money and charge their living survival on this earth within constantly and continuously existing in and as the preoccupation of taking, and taking money, possessed with money and enslaved to money, to continue living and surviving on this earth in this world. And in this accepted and allowed preoccupation, not seeing, realizing, and understanding the manifested consequences money as the world system we've become possessed by and enslaved to is creating, manifesting in the lives of all beings, manifestations within, as, and on this earth physical existence. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how my mind consciousness has become the illusion, as I have become the illusion through and by accepting and allowing myself to define and so believe myself to be energy, as the mind consciousness manifests as who I am. When in fact, the mind consciousness has become the illusionary me that I have accepted and allowed myself to create, manifest from the reality of me as the equality and oneness of me, with and as this physical existence as a whole. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to split myself as the manifestation of separation that has become me, that I am in fact the separation, that I am in fact the source, cause, origin of separation, manifesting and existing within and as existence as me. Because the moment I separate me into and as an individualized part from the substance of existence as equality and oneness, creating friction within which became experience and that manifested into energy, I became the moment of separation as friction itself, creating the worlds of illusion and reality, where I deliberately used and abused my substance of as equality and oneness through deliberately creating friction towards all that is me within myself. And as I stand in opposition towards myself, I become the opposing force that create the change as friction, that create the charge as friction to generate experience, to manifest energy. And in that friction, for the friction to manifest, my opposing stance towards all as me clash against substance, to in that clash generate friction that manifest as two opposing forces meet. And for that friction to manifest, substance is channeled, transformed into energy. So for me to continue existing as energy, I have to constantly and continuously be in opposition towards all as me, constantly and continuously existing in separation from and of me, constantly and continuously be the very opposing force as manifested separation. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to deliberately become the very core source origin of as separation between reality of as equality and oneness as substance and illusion as the mind consciousness in constant, continuous, automated opposition towards existence as a whole. For me, as energy, as illusion, to continue existing, surviving from and of the constant, continuous abuse of as substance, of as equality and oneness through constant, continuous clashing of friction as experience generating energy for only my life in and as this existence of me. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how in this opposition as clashing, creating friction as the moment instant of separation that I constantly, continuously keep on creating to generate experience and manifest energy for me, my life manifested as the illusion of as the mind consciousness system. I created, manifested, accepted, and allowed a reality existence within and as the world system of money itself, that equally as one manifest opposition as friction within and between and as all within this physical existence, where that friction has become the wars where from the wars as friction, energy as money is generated for as the continued existence, survival of as the world system of money. As the world system of money, as my mind consciousness of energy, possess and enslave humanity, as with myself, into and as friction within and without, as opposing forces clash that manifest as the experience of friction within and the manifestation of war without, both manifested in the name of survival for as energy and money. So that for me, as the mind consciousness as illusion to continue existing, I wage war within myself, towards all as me within this existence, as I constantly, continuously, deliberately oppose me through friction to create, experience, and manifest energy for my life as my living survival. Equal to and one with the world system of money to continue existing it wage wars within this world physical existence, towards all within as this physical existence, as I constantly, continuously exist in opposition towards all within this physical existence, and in this opposition, manifest friction within as all in this physical existence, and in that friction as wars, generate money for itself, for its continued existence, survival as a world system. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand that I have become the origin, cause, source for the manifestation and existence of war within this world, this physical existence. As I have accepted and allowed myself to wage war on myself as all, through my accepted and allowed starting point of as deliberate opposition for friction to manifest, for experience to emerge, and for energy to manifest. And that because this is what I am existing as within and as myself, always, constantly, and continuously, this is what I have created as me within and as the manifested substance of as me in as this physical existence, where wars are existing and are waged, and constantly and continuously accepted and allowed, as wars generate money through the friction it creates. And that I have not stood up, stopped, changed this manifested acceptance and allowance of as war, because I have not stood up, stopped, and changed me as the very existent war I have become towards all as me within and as existence. That I have justified, validated, excused the existence of war within this physical existence throughout time, equal to and one with how I have justified, validated, excused the existence of my war towards all as me within and as myself, to continue existing, surviving as energy within experience. To be continued. I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, assist and support myself to stop my automated existence as my mind consciousness system as manifested illusion of energy that I've accepted and allowed myself to become the automated power charge to generate energy for only me, my life, as the mind consciousness. And within this, I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, assist and support me to take back and stand with my power as breath to become the living force within and as existence as me. As I return to me, to as my equality and oneness with as existence as me. And so I transform me from an individualized energy charger as the illusion of power that has abused what is here as my physical for me to charge, generate energy within, and abused what is here as this physical existence to generate charge, money for only me creating the illusion of power through money in this world, to empower me as all to be and become the living force in this world that return themselves to life living of as equality and oneness. I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, assist and support myself to stop the existence of me as separation, through stopping my accepted and allowed friction, opposition towards all that is me that has become my deliberate action of waging war against myself as all, to generate energy for my illusion to continue surviving. This I do through assisting and supporting myself to stop energy that has become consciousness, the mind, as the automated system that maintain my relationships of as positivity, neutrality, negativity, towards all as me, to generate energy for me through friction, opposition. And as I stop the illusion of as energy, as the mind consciousness, I assist, support me with as breath and redefining my living into and as equality and oneness with myself, the physical, and eventually with all, stopping the war within myself to eventually stop the wars in this existence as myself. I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, become a living example of stopping the war within myself towards all as me, showing that stopping wars within this physical existence starts with each one, that waging wars is and has become only to generate money for survival, as I have waged war towards all of existence as me to only generate energy for the survival of as my illusion. That waging wars is not and cannot be the solution to equilibrium, because whatever our starting point is in what we do will create manifest. So, with the starting point of war being opposition, friction to generate money, this is all that war will perpetuate, create, manifest. More war, constantly, continuously remaining in a vicious cycle, never ending. But that the solution is for each one to stop their war against all as themselves within themselves, through stopping the friction we create within ourselves, through accepting and allowing ourselves to be in opposition towards all that exist as ourselves. Where we created ourselves in opposition through separating ourselves into individualized parts from and of all that exists as ourselves. And so the solution to wars without is stopping the war within by assisting and supporting ourselves through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application to stand, become equal to and one to ourselves as all, which will stop separation and so opposition and so friction as the war within. Stand as living examples of equality and oneness as one is our starting point, and so will create, manifest through our living, heaven on earth instead of the hell of wars we've become.